Hey, welcome back to another episode of What Elon Said. Today is Friday, April 1st, 2022. Today we have SpaceX, their newest rideshare mission that's launching today. Should be an exciting one.
Nice.
We also have knowing is Tesla's success a matter of national security? So also some news from Canada. The Canada safety score is updated. And finally, Tesla files for bankruptcy? Is this true? We'll be back in a minute with more. Welcome back. I'm Mark, and this is Kevin, and we have a bunch of news for you today. Kevin, let's kick it off. What do you have for us?
So first up, we have Drive Tesla Canada saying for all those FSD beta
FSB.
hopeful users, you got to keep an eye on your safety score because some of the initial 100 scored rides have dropped, and it could drop your score down to a 99 or even further below. So keep an eye on your safety score at all times and your rides. And hey, how about just drive safe? And Elon responds here and says, yes, but we have to take a very cautious approach to safety. As we confirm functionality on Canadian roads, the beta will expand. So just looks like safety continues to be priority number one with Tesla, their vehicles, and particularly with FSD. And they've got to take an extremely cautious approach. We're talking about self-driving vehicles here, people. It's not something you want to just go all in on without any caution. So it's reassuring to know that Elon is confirming that safety remains priority number one, and they have to take a very cautious approach so as to not lose any of the ground that they have made with the rollout here. So
Yeah,
it's good to see.
definitely want to put it out. You can't fool around with the federal administrators. And I think that's why Tesla is 4 steps ahead of them, not just 1, 4. So that way they are ensured that this is the safest way to drive, much safer than a human in the end by having that sliver 100 people. I haven't seen much news about crashes in general. There's been some headline ones that there was a crash and it was always disproven that it was the fault of full self-driving. It's just amazing. And the other part we don't hear about is the number of lives saved. So we don't see the news like, full self-driving didn't crash into 4 people today. So it's probably much more of a success than is reported. And the cautious way is the way to go. There's no reason to rush it. Right. So eventually we'll all have it on a amazing level.
Yeah. Let's just be patient. Continue to drive safe. We'll all get there. And I'm hopeful even for the Irish roads here.
Even those narrow curvy roads.
All right.
So next up we have today is the launch of the 4th kind of sort of like the piggyback payload, where they have a number of small satellites in Falcon 9. This is my favorite kind of launch because it shows the real power of what SpaceX's vision was supposed to be, that it's loading up smaller satellites in there from government agencies and companies that never would have been able to afford to send things up in the past. Now they could send up these relatively low-cost initiatives for scientific testing, commercial use, and even private venturing. So looking forward to seeing many more of these, and it really is the start of a new era and a new revolution.
Yeah, it's really exciting just to see these cost declines and the opportunities that come with them. I mean, I could envision a time in the near future where you have student groups that have an idea, right, and want to experiment with what happens with this idea in orbit, and work with SpaceX to make that happen. Just something that never would have been possible in years past.
Absolutely. That's a good point. Excellent.
Yeah. It also brings to mind hitchhikers up into outer space.
That's right. Going
hitching a ride, jumping on, hiding themselves in in a satellite and getting to the great beyond out there.
Yes, this could have been the Hitchhiker's Guide. Could have been the inspiration once again.
Yep.
For a SpaceX initiative.
All right, so moving on, we have a meme here that Elon liked that says 10-year-old me trying to stick the magnets of the same pole together. So, and we got a like silhouette of a Elon looking guy there really trying to squeeze two magnets together. And it's, of course, something that we all experimented with in our youth, and it's just impossible, right? And he says, to
Yes.
think I grew up to be business magnet, which, of course, is a running joke with Wikipedia, his profile on Wikipedia, or his, I guess, just type in Elon Musk in Wikipedia, and you may see business magnate or
Yes.
business magnet. But yeah, this was originally in reference to a tweet a couple days ago in which he was talking about video games and saying that the Terminator game was way overrated or underrated, excuse me, and that someone asked, "How are we ever going to stop the machines?" And he just posted magnet, and that led to this. So, a little humor there today.
Yeah, good day for that.
Yeah, for sure.
Speaking of big news, so according to Soren Merritt, there's breaking. Tesla files for bankruptcy after disrupting auto industry, posting record margins and 1900% stock return 3 years. This is based following up to Forbes' article a couple of years ago in 2018, when they said that Musk is living on borrowed time. Tesla's business model just doesn't work. I guess Forbes is right. It's all over. They're packing it in. Tesla's done.
Not a good situation to be in right there for
No,
Tesla.
sad news today. Sad news.
You know what comes to mind is that there was a tweet from Dave Lee late last night, early this morning that I saw that was, what have you learned from Elon Musk and Tesla? And just to post out there to just see what comments were underneath it. There's a lot of great comments. But one of the comments that struck me was, and kind of related to this, is that it has caused me to distrust previously trusted media sources because of their false articles or articles against Tesla. And just
like crisis raising articles, kind of like house
like
burning down.
clickbait articles and just negative tone towards the organization. And yeah, I mean, I thought about that one, like, yeah, that probably is a secondary impact from following the company.
That's right. That's right. Yeah. So just to know, this is an April Fool's joke in case anyone actually believed that.
I think so. Yes. I think so. As well as the notes about the Tesla, or the announcements about the Tesla cell phone out there.
Yes.
Don't think that's real either.
No.
All right, I'll let you take this one on the chemistry front.
Sure. So Massimo always posts interesting scientific and processing posts, just very interesting things that Elon likes. And this one is about a chemical, Theocentone. Is that right? That is the world's smelliest substance. And in the thing, he says that when scientists tried to process it or distill it, that they were vomiting, nausea, and unconsciousness occurred once they were around the smell. It sounds April Foolish, but I looked it up, and it seems to be an actual the smelliest substance. I don't know if it's that potent, but it was intriguing. I thought why Elon liked that one, and I don't know, but his comment was funny that he posted a link to a Wikipedia page on the funniest joke in the world, which was a Monty Python sketch with a joke that was so funny that anyone who started reading it died pretty much instantly from laughter. They just collapsed and killed over. They could never make it into past the actual joke. So Monty Python lives on from. It's excellent.
Huge Monty Python fan. I guess the two are analogous there: the smell and the joke. But I sure I don't know if I would want to see footage of that laboratory when this stuff started leaking out. Just
I know
all the chemists just gagging and barfing everywhere. I don't know.
No, that would
Rough
not have been
scene.
good. Not good.
Well, hopefully we can find good use for that. Not sure what that would be, but yeah. So next up, we have Zach BLK MDL3 saying that 6 years ago, I waited 3 hours in line at Century City Mall to reserve a car nobody had seen yet. I met Elon while standing in line, which made it all worth it. Model 3 has changed the automobile industry forever. We got some pictures of standing in line there, meeting Elon. He was there to shake some hands, and then Elon at the initial Model 3 unveiling. So yeah, what a long way they've come. Um, been some ups and downs over the years, but great to see the Model 3 just that in such demand and pushing the rest of the industry really into electrification. So
Yeah.
it's awesome.
It's
Big
been
milestone.
quite a couple of years. And I think we said before it was 4 years since it actually produced, since 2018.
Yeah.
And that was an exciting time when it first launched. Like, no one knew what the car was going to be like to be in it or ride it, but everyone was putting down deposits. They had that much trust. It was similar, but a much more expensive level of the iPhone intro, where
Yeah.
everyone was lining up to buy it before they
Yep.
actually used it.
I wonder that doesn't happen anymore, does it? Like
No,
lines around the Apple store?
no, there are lines outside the Apple store, but not like it used to be, where it was
Yeah.
like hours wait. That never happens now.
Maybe their
No,
next groundbreaking product.
the glasses maybe that
Yeah.
might happen.
But yeah, I mean, I guess the analogy to Model 3 would be the Cybertruck reservations. So, it'll be a few years, I think, before that's really out there the way that the Model 3 is now. But
That's
there's
right,
certainly a lot of reservations for that.
definitely.
Yeah, cool. All right, we got another
So here we
Massimo
have,
post here.
yeah, another Massimo post about that, saying that this is a theoretical, that Walmart supercenters just have huge parking lots everywhere, and it's just a waste. And that they
Hmm.
have all this area they could put a carport in with solar covers to really power everything. Elon retweeted this. He didn't have a comment or anything on it. So this was, I think, might have just been a like, actually,
Yeah.
that he put into there. And it just makes you think that there is a lot of areas that are underutilized. While this is sort of like a dissing Walmart, it just shows you the opportunity, which will be taken advantage of, whether it's cost effective this year or next year or 5 years from now. Solar parking lots all over the place will be like this, and solar everything that'll just be all over the place. And I just really feel that the amount of electricity produced by solar will exponentially increase over the next few years. And this is a preview of how some of the ways it might happen. And also,
Yeah.
your car won't be hot.
Well, yeah, I know. That's what I'm thinking here looking at this. Like, well, it provides shade
Yes,
too. So why not?
that's right.
I mean, and why
Why
not
not?
put it on parking decks and on top of buildings and, on our roofs, of course.
Everywhere. So in the past, it was because it was just uh, not architecturally process. The architectural process wasn't there, and also not economically feasible.
Hmm.
But as the cost is collapsing and the efficiency's there, it's going to happen more.
Yeah. I mean, you can almost see a time when buildings like glass high rises are made with solar panels. I don't know. I
Oh
guess I
yeah,
guess they're not transparent, but
no,
are
but
they?
they are. There are some being developed like that, where they
Great.
are capturing the energy
Yeah.
and it's being transferred in all over. Even sidewalks, where they'll absorb everyone stamping on them, they'll convert that to energy.
Mm.
A lot,
Yeah, I was
a lot
listening
of weird
to
things will happen.
something this morning about geothermal energy, which was real interesting too, capturing the heat from under the ground and like heating your
Yes,
house with it. There's lots of
that's right.
opportunities out there. It's just getting past the pushback from the fossil fuel infrastructure that we kind of all utilize now.
That's right. And as technologies, but the technology is improving so fast that it'll just be inevitable
Yeah.
that it will replace it.
Yep. Great. Great utilization of some Walmart parking lots there. Okay, so we have here a like a video from Chris Burgeon at NSF, NASA space flight. saying that this is getting out of hand. Now there are two of them, and this is Starship boosters here.
Yeah,
So
there's two.
straight
I
line
actually
there.
caught this screen midway, so it looks like there's some big structure behind the two boosters, but that's really just a fade to another scene.
Okay. Yeah. So my understanding is these are moving down the road uh, for further testing. Is it? I
Well,
thought that
who
they
knows?
were. I thought that they were moving. Like I saw something in the last day that they were on a big bed moving down the road, like vertically.
Oh
Like
yeah, yeah. I don't know if they're for testing or these are for the actual planned first flight around the Earth. I don't know.
yeah,
We'll wait and
awesome. But
see.
I do like the reference, and I'm guessing
Yeah.
that Elon caught it too. It's a Star Wars reference.
Oh yeah. He liked this. It's funny. That's right. I didn't realize that. That's very funny.
Yeah, I think I mentioned this before, but it's from episode 1, which I don't have many good things to say about it. But if you watch it now, there's some eerie correlations to geopolitical affairs currently
Oh,
going on.
okay.
Weird.
Check it out.
So
Uh,
yeah, this
so
looks
here, this is just another article on the car that came out 6 years ago. This guy said that his wife, Tesla Raj, said his wife had to wait for him because he was injured. So she waited online for hours.
yeah,
But it was just another tidbit for that.
yeah, awesome. I could see those events happening again, especially with yeah, like we said, Cybertruck. Okay, so here we have
Um,
Pranay Patel. I wonder if we've been pronouncing his name the whole time wrong. It's
I don't know.
maybe it's Pathol, but no. He's got a picture here of the 33 Raptor Engine super heavy booster, which is just mind blowing for sure.
Yeah. I don't know if I've seen that really, the 33. Might have been out there somewhere
Well, I think they were
sometimes,
at
but
29, right? And then they
yeah,
plan to get it to 33, so this must be it.
that's right. That's right. Very cool.
Yeah, awesome.
Very cool.
Can you imagine what the thrust on that thing is like, and just being in the area?
Oh yeah, it must be just the biggest vibration in you ever.
Yeah,
There's been no rocket bigger than that.
yeah.
So we have to
I
go.
don't know how that thing is going to come back down and land. I mean, that is
Yeah, I know there's enormous number of
it
rockets.
does hurt your brain to think about.
Yeah, it's going to be quite the scene.
Hopefully this year.
But here's just a little. Let's spend just a second on this. That is another love letter to all things Tesla cars. This is about the Tesla S Plaid, their most premium product. Or not most premium, Roadsters above that, but premium product.
Yeah.
Such an amazing design. And that there's two screens, like raving about the screen in the front and the back, so everyone can play and watch videos while they're doing it. So it's just a thanks. And it looks cool as always.
Yeah, to me it's amazing that they're such passionate customers. You know, that they're willing
That's
that they're
right.
just going to post like every day about their love of the product. I
Yes.
mean, we spend a lot of time in our cars, and
Yes, that's true.
that's always been his desire, is to make a product that will sell itself. So just make it the best car ever made, and people will transition to electric vehicles.
That's right. A car that's like it is the best car out there, and it happens to be electric.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, so we have a Tasmanian article here that Tesla's success is a matter of U.S. national security. I'm a little behind. I hadn't gotten to this article, so what did it say here?
It basically it didn't go into too much detail, but it was discussing how the current situation with Ukraine and Russia have knocked off a good percentage of the world's energy supply, among other things, and that Tesla should be increased to a strategic resource in the U.S., not just another company, but without it, where the nation is at risk, and more effort should be put into supporting it and growing it, so that way the country is more and more self-sustainable.
Yeah. I think just energy independence in general has hit every leader's priority list in 2022.
Yes. And the U.S. luckily is energy independent at the moment.
Yeah.
So the U.S. is most protected from the entire world and Canada from this current energy crisis. The rest of the world's going to be in bad shape, but there's no reason why the U.S. should become even more energy independent with switching off of the dependence on other countries.
Yeah, I'd say that it's
Yes,
in every country's self-interest.
absolutely, absolutely. And in that respect, Tesla is a matter of national security for all countries, as you're saying.
Yeah.
That one company can influence the whole world.
Yeah, and I mean, not only that, but he has said recently that it is extremely important and crazy not to have nuclear plants up and running and to shut them down or to delay their construction. So obviously Tesla's
Yes,
not in the nuclear business, but it is a form of alternative energy that it would help with this matter. And he was just
that's right.
stressing that in a recent interview.
Yeah, you're right. It is.
I
I
think
agree.
it will. This whole situation with Ukraine is going to. I would guess that this will lead to energy independence being in the top 5 priority for like every country in the next decade. You know,
I, absolutely,
spurring that.
because there's going to be dire straits are going to be going on in many of them.
Yeah.
So that will definitely be a priority.
Yep. All right.
So
Yeah. Go ahead.
oh, sorry. So this one is always interesting to see. It's like getting into the mind of Elon,
Yeah.
and he liked it because he definitely agrees with this how he thinks. That they're saying that back when he was at Zip2, this was a company he launched, his first company that he launched, which was sort of an online pre-Google Maps and also Yellow Pages online sort of.
Right.
That he learned that dreaming up the right ideas is really not how you're successful. It's discarding the wrong ones. So in other words, it's really the process, having a process to look at ideas and iterate and get rid of the bad parts to have the good part remaining. That's what his focus is on. He learned that early, and he's applied that to every company since, to great success.
Yeah. Be less wrong. Right.
Be less wrong. The best wrong is less wrong.
Yeah. But he's also mentioned in relation to wars and like geopolitical affairs that it is the country that innovates the fastest that will ultimately come out ahead,
Oh, that's a good point.
right?
That's a good
And
point.
I mean, it applies to business as well.
Yeah, it's very definitely relevant now.
Pace of innovation.
Yes, absolutely. We're seeing it come to fruition.
Yep. All right. Speaking of, we have this great iconic picture of Elon laying out in front of his Tesla with a cardboard sign. It looks like maybe a Starlink box. I'm not sure, but he's written bankrupt
You're
on
right.
it. And this was, yeah, the most iconic photo of the decade, says Tesla Silicon Valley Club, being passed out on production hell of the Model 3.
Yeah.
It's a great one.
Hair all unkempt,
Yeah.
face not shaved, anything. Yeah.
Really looking bankrupt. And I'm sure that was a very challenging time for him to. I mean, SpaceX at that time was doing okay, but Tesla was really being put through the ringer,
Oh yeah.
put to the
Oh yeah.
test there.
Here again, I guess we should group all these, but another like of from whole Mars catalog about the Model 3 kickoff. So that was a big day, big presentation there. And I think while he was there, he also mentioned the power of autopilot. So that was sort of the launch hint of how they're going to get to full self-driving. So it was sort of 2 big announcements at once.
Very cool. I'll have to go back and watch that. Good 10-minute video there. Here we got just a cool montage of Giga Berlin delivery day. So you see inside the factory, outside the factory. Could pull up the video, but suffice to say, it's a lot of the drone footage and a lot of happy customers and partying going on for
that's right,
the opening of the facility. So pretty cool video.
Elon like that one.
Yeah.
And then finally, our last one of the day is always a cool stats that in 2021, Tesla Model 3 was the top selling mid-size car and sedan in Europe. And this is not only top selling, they blew away everyone else. It was Model
Really blew away.
3. This is just the Model 3, not even Y, but 3 is 142,000. The BMX 3 series was 51,000. So that's
BMX.
a third almost.
The BMX series is
BMW 3 series, sorry. BMW was 51. That's like almost a third of the number of selling. And model Mercedes C-Class was 18,000. Two interesting things here I found was that a couple, this is before Giga Berlin is open. So this is before the Model Y is being sold in Europe. And that is going to be flooding all over the place this coming, probably the second half or fourth quarter of this year, really. I also noticed that every one of these cars is a German. And that's like the main sellers. And it all seem like they're upscale cars. Like the top selling mid-size car is all a high-end car. There's no lower end mid-size cars and sedans sold in Europe that would make the top 3. Times are booming in Europe. I think it might be a classification of.
I mean, these are all German cars, right? So they're coming out of Germany.
They are, but they're all.
They are luxury vehicles. You're right. So maybe they failed to mention that it's the top selling luxury.
There's the Volkswagen is down below there. I see one, and it's very low. But I can't imagine everyone's running out buying BMWs over, unless they're that subsidized in Germany. It just seemed a little unusual to me.
Yeah, that hasn't quite been my experience here, is that it's only luxury cars flying around.
Yeah, for midsize, not small.
Oh, okay. But even for midsize.
Yeah, that's not the case.
Yeah.
It seemed something seemed a little weird about this this article.
Yeah, that's true. But I guess I'm more honing in on the growth here of Tesla versus the other vehicles.
Yes. I mean, substantial. Incredible. And then this year, I mean, and the most incredible is it's before. These are all locally grown vehicles, except for the Tesla 3, which needs to be shipped.
For now,
all the others are built in Europe.
Yeah. For now,
so it's just amazing to me.
For now,
that's what I'm saying. This is before that. So this chart next year might just be bonkers.
Yeah.
And I've heard that Volkswagen can't even produce cars now because of supply shortages. So it's going to be a little crazy.
It will be crazy every day.
Yeah. So that's all we had today. Quite a bit actually to go through, and just a quick update. I hope everyone has a great April Fools and enjoys insulting and pranking your fellow friends,
people, all that.
Yes.
Always a lovely day.
Yes.
But hopefully you liked the video. If you did, give us a like here and consider subscribing. We'll be back in our next episode. Thanks.